Ooh, on the void sings lullabies to the savages hanging on the wind. Yo, welcome. So today we're going to be doing a very simple workout, which is mostly focusing on the space in our joints. This is not a very strenuous thing, but a very good conditioning for any other type of workout you would like to do. So stretch out on the floor. As always, we begin with checking in with ourselves, taking a moment to arrive in the sensations of your body. Stretching out, including your voice if you want to. And then let's stretch up our legs and start directly circling our ankles. With our attention, we dive deep into the space in our ankles, exploring how it feels, how it tastes in there. Changing direction, checking the range of motion with curiosity. It might be different each day of your life. And then moving your feet back and forth a bit. Coming down into your knees, circulating your knees, and diving with your awareness in the space of your knees. Tasting how it tastes there, feeling how it feels there, exploring the range of motion. I try to cross my legs in a different way each time they cross. So one leg on top and then the other one. Also change directions. I change the top leg each time just to keep my mind in the game a bit more. And then dropping down into your hips, large hip circles. You can turn this into a bit of an abs workout if you stretch out your legs more. The closer you bring them to the ground, the more your lower abs will have to work. Also not necessary if that's not where you're at. Eight repetitions and then changing direction. For me, joints are kind of portals. I understand them as portals or kind of crossroads, intersections, where different things come from different directions and go into different directions from there. Once you're done with that, stretching your knees to your chest, and then just allowing for your legs, from your toes to your hips, to explore, to taste the space they've just created. After this tiny bit of movement practice in your joints, allowing your legs to improvise in the space that has been created. This might look nothing like how it looks in me, but also you can watch me for inspiration if you want to. Relaxing your upper body, relaxing your neck, your jaw. Shake it out a bit. And then since we're here, let's do a little abs workout. Bringing your legs straight up and down as close to the ground as possible. My legs are not very straight, but let's do our best. Also adapt this to what works for you. Your range of motion might be quite different than mine. And then let's start swinging our legs side to side, twisting the spine, coming more into the spine slowly. Next time you come to the side, roll up into a sitting position with one leg in front, one leg in the back. Something like this. And then pushing your back hip forward and back. When you come back, pressing your sit bones into the ground. When you come forward, pushing your hip towards your front knee. This is a more specific hip isolation. You can see I'm moving all kinds of places in my upper body and my knee, and switch sides. But even though a lot of other parts are moving, the focus is on dropping your attention into your hip, even if it's a very small range of motion. Sinking into it, tasting it, exploring it. Always adapting these exercises, these positions to what works for you. That's already the first dance, the first act of creativity is to make it work for you. And then either coming into a cross-legged position, you could also sit on a pillow or sit on a chair. Me, currently I like this position a lot, where I open my knees, open my hips, sit between my feet, pull out my glutes a bit. And then let's start rotating our wrists around each other, diving into the space of the wrists, changing direction, including your fingers, including the joints in your middle hands. Letting your fingers move around a bit. Explore the space. Coming into our elbows, big elbow circles, with the awareness dropping into the space. Change direction into the space of the joint. It's kind of like that space becomes your brain, becomes the place from which you relate to the world for that little moment. And then we come into one shoulder, making big circles from the shoulder. This is also a good way to stretch out your upper body, torso. 4 big circles in one direction, then changing direction with my awareness inside my shoulder. Taking a moment to feel the difference between the 2 shoulders. Maybe there's a difference. I'm changing position so you can see me. And then coming into the other shoulder. 4 big circles in one direction. Stretching out your torso as you're doing this. Changing direction. Taking a moment to check in again. How does it feel now? We've done this on both sides. And then coming into a cat-cow variation. I'm doing it from this kind of twerk position. You could also do it a regular cat-cow from all fours. So coming into our spine, bending it both ways, using our breath to do this. And then coming into our chest. Just repositioning myself. Big circles with the chest. So we're still kind of without the joints of our spine. And then changing the direction of the chest circles. Maximum circumference, I think is the word. And then, as we did with our legs, just taking a moment to improvise in the space we've just created in our upper body. Following whichever desire for movement you find in that space. Might look nothing like how it looks in me. Might be a lot slower, a lot faster, a lot whatever. But you can also watch me for inspiration if you need it. Including the neck and the face. You can always also find a still position. Check in there. And then let's start tapping our skull with the tips of our fingers. Just kind of looking for that tapping sound that is bone on bone. You'll feel it and hear it. Including the face, following the bones of the face, coming to the neck. Relaxed hands. It's not about hurting yourself. It's actually quite a pleasant feeling. And then coming to your neck, opening your neck, using your hands to release any tension you find in your neck. Tapping your clavicle bone. This is my favorite bone in the body, I think. Also the sound of it. Also the other one. With a loose fist, tapping your arm all the way down to your hand and fingers. Going down on the inside of the arm, coming up on the outside. Changing arms. Coming back to our faces with our hands and starting to touch our faces as clay. Just making the assumption that our face, our head is not such a fixed place as we might think. Just moving the material of our face around a bit. As we do that, we might find a new incarnation, a temporary personality. If so, just giving that a moment of life, a moment of expression. As always, this might look very different in you. Just following your own thread. Incarnation, as in coming into flesh. Once again, letting go in the face, massaging the material of this face, the neck. Just temporarily releasing identities we might hold and allowing for other identities, other incarnations to come through. Whatever this might be, just following your own thread, allowing the dance to unfold. Sometimes we are so slow that the mind has to wait. Try that once. Then let's shake it out. Coming to hands and knees. Coming back into our spine. Wiggling it out a bit. Dragon breathing. Moving your spine however you want to right now. However feels good. It can be big circles, for example. And then moving our hips back until we're in a squatting position. Redo your hair if necessary. Push up your hips. And bring them back down. Push them up, let your head hang. Lift your head, half lift. Let go of the head and bring down your hips. Of course, adapt to your own range of motion. Release. Once again, stretch up. Bring up your head and release the hips back down. Stretching up. And then start swinging your hips side to side. Kind of try to keep your upper body sort of in the same place, so the movement is coming from the hips, swinging side to side, and then hit the side, point, 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 tack, 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 tack. Emphasizing the outer point. Then making big circles with our bums, or however big is possible. I'm not great with this exercise, as you can tell, but let's do our best. Changing direction. I'm really kind of struggling, but yeah, we're in it together. And stretching your hips up again. And we start shaking, jiggling our bums, and then letting go of the whole upper body. Shake out your whole upper body. Also relax your voice and your breathing. Release your spine, your head, your arms, your knees, your voice. And then coming up, continue shaking, shaking. Also stretch up your arms. And for the last part of this movement exploration, we will dive into however our body wants to move. Like with this little bit of conditioning, how does the body want to move? And I'll let you explore. I'll put on some music. If you need inspiration, you can watch me, but you're very welcome to turn away from the screen and just follow your own dance, whatever is left, whatever you hear in your body following how your body wants to move after doing a couple of minutes of